RGB is all the rage now, in mice, keyboards, headphones, and even mousepads. But this RGB doesn't come cheap. So what if you want a desk-sized RGB mousepad, but you don't have the $50 or even $60 to spend? Well, at $20, the LUXCOMS RGB soft gaming mousepad on paper seems to offer a lot of what the full-priced options do. But in everyday use, can this possibly hold up at only 1/3 the cost? Starting with the physical design, the mousepad measures 31.5 by 11.8 inches, making it 4 inches shorter than Razer's Goliathus, but that still makes it a great size for even full-size keyboards with macros such as Corsair's K95, even though my preferred keyboard size is 60%. Either way, you'll have lots of room for mouse movements, and I found the depth to be perfect as well. Around the mousepad is a stiffer plastic edge with clear stitching that wraps all the way around the mousepad except for the black plastic box housing the electronics, which has a single button on top to change the lighting mode and a micro USB port on the side to plug in the included right-angled braided USB cable to power the LEDs. For me, the box never got in the way, and for my setup, having the box on the left hides it better than if it were on the top. No complaints from me, other than the logo, which is a bit big for my liking. The underside features a textured rubber that grips fantastically to my glossy desk, but that also grips very well to the plethora of other surfaces I've tried it on. And as a whole, unlike other mousepads I've had, it doesn't suffer from the mousepad creep closer to the edge of the desk. Which brings me to the surface. I found it to be comfortably fast and generally feel good to play on as a fan of soft mousepads. And I think few people are likely to notice the difference between this and a higher end mousepad, especially when so much comes down to just personal preference. And as a bonus, the surface is even slightly hydrophobic, which potentially gives you a chance to clean up spills without any liquid getting into the mousepad. Which brings me to the Rgb Lighting. There is no software with this mousepad, and it is controlled exclusively through the single button on the black box control unit. But as a whole, I felt the modes were quite comprehensive, and in some ways beat out the full-priced offerings, which most of the time only have 2 lighting zones at best and only work through proprietary software. The brightness and uniformity of the LEDs could be better, but I would classify it as perfectly acceptable. Which brings me to the conclusion. I've been using this mousepad for close to 6 months now, and in that time I've had no major issues beyond what comes with the territory of large soft mousepads, such as being difficult or impossible to properly clean, as well as absorbing liquids easily. And during those 6 months, I've been very happy with the mousepad's performance. I highly recommend this mousepad for practically anyone, and I don't particularly see a point to pay 3 or even 4 times as much to get a marginally better product from a brand name. And unlike those name brand options, I won't feel bad when I have to replace it in 2 to 3 years once it's gross from skin oil and dust. So congratulations LUXCOM for doing a fantastic job and making a product that now has a permanent home in Cloud Factory.